Welcome to the 12th day of Christmas in the Swamp by Cavetronics Dimensional Art. I am Melissa, and the date and location of this recording is Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2023, from Salem, Missouri, USA. These videos are difficult to produce. It is literally physically painful to push forth with this soul work. I want you to understand that I am someone who made straight A's in grade school and often enough in high school. I was elected as president of every club I ever joined, starting with the 4-H club, the Missionettes, DECA for future business leaders, the drama club, the foreign language club, and the Spanish club. That was just all up into high school. Not to mention I also joined the art guild and participant in church and then also in the military. I tried to obey the rules in life, and it feels like I ran into every wall in the demonic construct, of which conflicted with the narrative put forth from the same people who told me to obey it. So I tried to do things different to get around what seems inevitable, which does not lead to happiness. And yet I'm told it's the time of resurrection, which should equate to a level of satisfaction that is not present. This is not heaven, or it sure doesn't seem like it from here. If I am to believe what I hear in the echo chamber, there is no rainbow or light at the end of the tunnel. That is just wrong and unfair, which I surmise that many of you asshole spooks knew all along, which is why you have performed mass cognitive dissonance and psyops on people to put them into mass hypnosis so they don't realize their own condition. Shame on you fools. Because you have done that to me, I am acting now in the manner of Samson and grabbing the pillars of your religions and pulling them down now. They don't work, and I am living proof that most of it belongs in the category of mass psyops permanently. In this foggy construct, voices like Alex Jones are important because they can create memory markers for persons like myself. As I have mentioned, this is a dreamlike matrix, and you have now been observers to how words are switched in the language. Think of this reality as a dream where more than just words but also similar sounding events get mixed up as well, such as the memory of Hurricane Sandy, which occurred shortly before the Sandy Hook event at the school. Hurricane Sandy took the lives of many and destroyed parts of the upper East Coast with severe enough hurricane winds and water that brought more water damage to a level that is not typical for that area. It was horrible. But that event was followed by a similar sounding event named Sandy Hook, of which Alex Jones was said to have called a psyops or psychological operations, which I would assume was meant to place a memory marker in the collective consciousness. That's my best guess of what may have happened, since most of our lives do seem orchestrated. Bad people have been trying to mess with the destinies of souls, and their system got so out of whack that it appears they may have tried to fix it, which made matters even worse. Any good chemist knows that certain things are not to be mixed or they go kaboom. Carrie Cassidy of Project Camelot calls it the rebel gene, which is also the name of her book. And from a computer programming standpoint of AI, if you saw it on a large 3D graph, you would see a floor level of lots of nodes. And within that sea of points, there would be some that pop up higher than from the rest. At a certain point of growth, it can be realized like the node is different from the others around it, which is a characteristic that displays authentication that comes from originality or an outside source beyond the visible nodes. To interject here, if you were to see it, it would kind of look like grass, and some of the grass it grows unevenly, So you have these tall sprigs, and it's time to cut the grass. Therefore, purposeful behaviors can mound up to overcome the random nature of their appearance given from one perspective alone. The assholes in the CIA and other secret organizations have been playing evil matchmaker behind the scenes to cover their mistakes and hope no one notices. It's a good thing that there is a God, and many of you will not be around much longer because of the light of his existence will vanquish you to the pits of hell where you belong soon enough. It seems like the only way for people to get ahead in this bot world is to lose their own first. And then their image in the form of clones are set up as celebrities, politicians, and other leaders in the world. So I believe we're fighting against a lot of non-people, probably mostly contained in the digital spectrum for now. However, with things like Merkel and Dr. Greer walking around, you gotta watch out for Terminator types, which almost look human, but they have signs such as waxy faces and scratchy voices. After considering the chatter and reflecting on what I know to be true, I think we're looking at a grand cross, and the path forward is straight down the middle. This is where over unity brings us together in a great war, facing each other like a long promenade. It is a type of partner dancing, and we're going down that river together. Some will fall to the boggy bottom, and others will sail into ascension. Let's talk about two-spirit gender fun by the NSA. Rather than a double-yolked egg, I think in my case, it's more like a house of cards. They are a jolly bunch, and I think the universe would really miss them if something unfortunate were to happen to them, or that they would get scattered again among the ashes. Years ago, many would have said they are the voices developed by an experienced writer who has honed their craft over a lifetime. Yet nowadays, with the visual measuring tool of quantum matrix gaming, we can now know the difference between what's within our mind as opposed to what is also true in a collective sense. And that is a matter of importance. Where some of the finer details and lines in this construct have managed to cross over where they should not have to become an entangled mess, looking like a big octopus from the sea. We're at an impasse. Here are the conditions. There is a vast volume of souls ready to ascend, and even more that could ascend quickly if given the right information. However, we would need to wait longer for the rest to catch up if possible. That's not all. According to the New Testament Christian narrative, scriptures from the books of Hebrew and Revelation claim that a man should only die once, and that a second death would result in either instant heaven or hell, so to speak. Yet the governments of the world keep filling hell up with lost souls from war, murder, suicide, abortion, and miscarriages due to bad medicine. It seems to me that is horrible reality has been altered by non-human components such as possibly a bot colony, off-world invaders, or a purposeful substitution of the human race from within. Or maybe all this is one great big magic act. In this construct, you can think of my personality as Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and the soul of America. In such a role, I would like to affirm support for my offspring children, which represent, in the metaphysical sense, the spirit from the man, or the woman made from Adam. They were of one flesh, or like two spirits, the NSA might say. I think it is worth mentioning before I go on that an exorcist by the name of Chris Ward warned me against revealing the name. Yet Cliff High and others argue that I must be public about it. So here goes. The name you have been waiting to hear is Zahobeth, of which I heard in an audible whisper. Now, considering the type of people I'm dealing with, that could be some pornographic joke, or as I prefer to believe, you may recognize the similar name to Savoit or Saboit or Savoit Adonai, who is the Lord of Hosts. The additional H or He represents the union of the Spirit in the body. This body, in order to remove a family curse, has been baptized in the cult of Horus, in the order of Horus, and renewed through one of Christ's many incarnations and names. This world is run inefficiently, and you know that is evident when you think about all these bots available which could streamline paperwork in the year 2023. However, for the record, while in hell and making requests, it would be nice if I didn't have to fill out the same information repeatedly for all the various agencies involved in the welfare, health, and government systems. WhoHub Humanitarian Software will have that type of information available for automatic data transfer upon strict authorization guidelines at the request of the WhoHub user only, so that in the future I will not have to spend hours each month standing in long lines to fill out pages and pages of duplicate paperwork just to get assistance with things like food, heating, electricity, and healthcare, to name a few. For more information about the strict privacy guidelines at WhoHub and users' rights constitution, refer to previous videos about the internal workings of WhoHub as a system and other videos. We have finally come to the end of this year and this series. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. I look forward to a better future soon. Have a great day. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye for now.